With a test map in place then, we can happily look now at the UV tools that 3ds Max makes available to us. These, more often times than not, being repeated in every major 3D application around, and so don't worry if you use a different program. A simple search in its documentation should help you find out what the tool is called in your application. And of course, we will be looking at a few of them inside Houdini and Blender a little later on. With our SM_wall mesh selected then, the easiest place to locate the two major mapping tools in Max that we will be working with is from inside the modifiers list. And so, let's click to expand that. And we can either scroll down to find the option that we want, or we can, as I will here, quickly type the letters UV on the keyboard. And we will be quickly taken to the first modifier in the list, starting with those letters. Now the one that we want being the UVW map modifier. Let's left click to add one of those, which instantly jumps us into and populates the Modify tab with its options. And we should also see our UV test map show up on the mesh, given that we have already applied the physical material to it. We can also add modifiers from the Modifiers menu at the top of the application. And so, once we expand that, we can come to the UV coordinates flyout, and with a simple left click, apply them to the selected mesh, as we can see if we just click the Unwrap UVW modifier. Another option being to hover our cursor over the 3D view, and then press the X key in order to search for the letters UV. Again, we can single click to this time add a UVW mapping clear modifier, which once again is instantly applied to our geometry. Sometimes setting up custom UI elements can help with the speed of our workflow, especially so if we are performing the same operation multiple times in each work session. Inside the Modify tab, just below where the modifier stack resides, let's click the Configure Modifier Sets button, which opens up a menu that contains a number of pre-configured modifier sets, one of which is entitled UV Coordinate Modifiers. If we select that though, nothing actually happens because what we also need to do from that same Configure Modifier Sets menu is enable the Show Buttons option, which now places the chosen modifier button set above the stack. We can go even further if we like by customizing the button set to more closely suit our personal workflows via a click on the Configure Modifier Sets option from the list. Let's say, for instance, that we use the Vertex Paint modifier in Max to manipulate UV data. As this isn't in here, let's find it in the list, and then after setting the button count in the set to 13, let's drag the Vertex Paint onto the newly added button. Now Max won't let us save over an existing default button set, which is why the name field is now empty. And so let's type the name My UV Tools, and then press Save in order to lock everything that we have done into place. Whenever we access the button sets now, we have the My UV Tools and UV Coordinate Modifier sets from which to choose. With the model selected in the scene now, we can simply click a button, like so, and the modifier is instantly added, which if we repeat these commands multiple times in a day, and then multiply that by the working days in a week, we hopefully can see how much time that this could potentially save us.